Hey, Greg Adler here, president of Off-Road Warehouse and part-time off-road racer. Here at ORW, we're not just your typical off-road shop. We sell race parts. Come check it out. We sell everything from FK rod ends, Bragola, PCI radios, and we're even selling direct BF Goodrich racing tires. Check out any one of our 10 Off-Road Warehouse locations. Get you dialed for going down to Baja or anywhere else you play.
Sure, everything's made of something, but time and sweat is what puts it together. And it's that relentless application of effort against the clock that created everything around us. The BF Goodrich HD terrain tire is engineered to tackle the extreme situations heavy-duty trucks are met with head-on. Because downtime can't exist when there's a job to do. Time isn't something to marvel at. It's something to be seized. It's a tool we put firmly in your hands. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Branding and marketing is important because whatever you do is going to set you apart.
Branding is everything nowadays. I get the question all the time. How do you get sponsorship? How do you run the program like you do? How do you make it look as good as you do? It takes effort, it takes money, it takes time, and it takes a vision.
You can represent yourself professionally, you can look good, you can feel good. If you look good, you feel good, you're going to end up going good.
There's Black Friday, and then there's Black Friday every day in November at Alexander Ford. Voted Yuma's best new car dealer. Come enjoy historic deals and our lowest lease offers of the year on final 2024 Escapes, Bronco Sport, F-150, Ranger, and Edge. Scan this code and look for additional savings on manager specials. It's Black Friday savings all month long. Browse BillAlexanderFord.com and let us show you why we are your best choice. For a difference you can count on, see Alexander Ford in Yuma.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here once again. It is Fishgistics. It is 3 in the morning, and as we do every Baja 1000, we are not leaving you yet. Don't worry, we're here for another update. We do have some finishers. You just saw Luke McMillan. Big congratulations to Luke McMillan. He is clean at the finish there. So if you saw Luke, he was sitting down at the bottom, and we're going to come back to this points thing in a minute because this is pretty weird on the points thing, but Luke McMillan, you can see right here, he won by about 6.5 minutes on time. But then Luke was sitting down at the bottom of the ramp because he told me before that he's not going up on that ramp unless he knows he wins for sure. And they can check the tracker at the finish, so they did. So they went and they checked Luke's tracker, and it sounds like he got about 3 minutes in speeding penalties, which he said he knew he did because they hit the they came out of a speed zone speeding on accident, I guess. So he got 3 minutes in speeding penalties about, which means he ended up winning by about 3 minutes because he won by 6, and then he lost half of that lead with speeding penalties. That's why it's so crazy on these races. You never know until they check the tracker who wins where. If Luke would have missed one VCP and there was like a couple hundred this race, he would have got a 10-minute penalty, and then he wouldn't have won. And then Tavo would have been the winner by 4 minutes. And then we don't know if Tavo's clean yet or not either, because we didn't hear at the finish if he had any penalties or not. So pretty crazy. So this is what we're trying to figure out right now. So I know that Tavo put out a video the other day about the score point system and how he didn't like how it worked. And I didn't watch that video, honestly, but I heard about it. And there you go. Okay, we just had our third place finisher. So Gustavo Vidosa Sr. just finished 3rd overall, but first in their class. So Ricky Johnson, was it Mike Coleman or who was in the middle there? Yeah, Mike Coleman and Gustavo Vidosa Sr. Congratulations. You guys are the unofficial Trophy Truck Legend winner. Again, these guys are on a roll. I think this may be 9 wins in a row for them, something like that, maybe even 10. I don't know, something crazy. And they're 3rd overall. You can see they finished just about an hour, a little over an hour, and what is that, 8 minutes or so behind, an hour and 8 minutes to 3rd place from Luke. But the story of the day is the points that everybody keeps talking about, right? So we did go and pull this up, and I was wrong earlier. I thought that as long as Tavo finished in front of Alan, he was going to win because I figured the gap was more than 5 points from a spot to a spot. But look at this. If we go and look over here, so coming into this race, we had Bryce Menzies was at 353, and Alan Impudia was at 353, right? Tavo was at 348. So that means that Tavo was 5 points behind Allen. So he had to beat Allen by 5 points or more to beat him, right? But then I'm like, okay, how many points is it worth? So we came over here to the score points sheet, and you got to look at number of starters, which there was 27 starters this race. So then you go down. So 27. So 2nd place is worth 31 points, and 3rd place is worth 27 points. So that's only 4 points difference between 2nd and 3rd in a Baja 1000. That is really weird, and that doesn't seem it doesn't seem right that it would only be 4 points when we're talking about hundreds of points total. There's only 4 points difference in a position. I mean, even if they have 30, you know, I mean, look at 33 people, still only 4 points difference. Like all the way up to 40, still only 4 points difference. So it's really weird how the point system works with it being such a small gap in between spots, but getting such huge points for finishing every race. So by that math, that means that Alan Ampudia, if he can finish, he hasn't finished yet. If he finishes next, he's actually going to be 3rd in his class because remember Gustavo doesn't count. So Alan is actually going to win by 1 point because he was 5 ahead, and Tavo's going to get 4, which means Alan is ahead by 1. So Alan is actually going to be your finisher. Now, if Alan gets bumped back because what's his name is behind him, Lofton is behind him, we have to look. So we go back over here. So 31, he would get 24 if he gets bumped back 1 spot. So that would be 7 points difference, right? That would make Tavo the winner. So Ampudia really needs to finish and Pudia really needs to finish 3rd in order to win the championship. If he finishes 4th, Tavo's going to be your winner. So going back and looking over here now, here he is right here. So here comes Ampudia. So Ampudia is in 3rd right now because remember the finish line's right here. So Ampudia is in 3rd. He did start in front of Justin Lofton also, or he started behind him. Sorry, Justin Lofton started in front. So Ampudia is in 3rd. He's going to finish 3rd unofficially if he makes it to the finish right here. The only question is, does Alan Ampudia have any penalties that would push him behind Justin Lofton? If Alan Ampudia gets any penalties at all, pretty much more than about a minute or a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, he's going to fall behind Justin Lofton, which would then hand the championship over to Tavo. So there's no way it's going to be a tie. It's not going to be a tie. It's going to be one or the other here. So either Alan's going to win it if he finishes clean or clean enough to stay ahead of Lofton, but if not, Tavo's going to win it. So we don't know. We don't know at this point. And I do agree with Tavo if that was what he was complaining about the other day on the video. The point difference between them is it's kind of silly. I mean, in my opinion, the point difference between a San Felipe and a Baja 1000 is quite a bit different too. Like, how do you give the same points for finishing position between 2 different races? One's 250 miles, one's 1,000. That is a bit weird. So maybe that should be looked at in the future. I know it's probably been like that for, I don't know. I don't ever even look at the points really. That's the first time I've ever even looked at a points thing to see, because nobody really pays much attention, you know, unless you're the one going for it a lot of times to it. So it was kind of interesting to see. So that's what we have going on for you guys at 3 in the morning here on the Baja 1000 day. And I see there's only, what is there, about 200 of you guys still awake with us right now. You got 150 on one thing. So thanks to you guys for staying up with us. Hopefully we've been a little bit exciting for you guys. So that's a look at the front, what's going on up there. We're not going to know until tomorrow, honestly. We're not going to know until the official results come out who is the winner of the points championship. We do know that Luke McMillan is your winner of your race. That is done. They said it's official. Well, as official as it gets, right? It's unofficial. till they go and had anything else pop up. But his tracker and everything, they've already checked. He got speeding penalties, and that's that. So there you go. That's a look at the front. Now, the battle right here, speaking of the battles and being close, is in the trophy truck spec class next. We have the 219 Thor Herps right here, but we have the 273 Jordan Brenthal here. Now, the 273 and the 219 both qualified, and let's go see where they qualified. So if I pick this back up over here, we go to trophy truck spec qualifying. Let's look it over here. So we have Brenthal qualified 19th. The 219 qualified 10th. That means that he was 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes back, right? So 30 seconds apiece. So there's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4.5. So Brenthal has 4.5 minutes on corrected time on the 219. Look at this gap right here. This is really freaking close to about 4.5 minute gap right there. He's at mile 784 and he's at mile 790. That's 6 miles difference. So he's probably got a little bit more than that. What is that? Maybe 6 minutes, but really, really close here. So Thor Herps has to stay on the gas, and he's still got a little ways to go. They're not even a kilometer 77 yet. So the 219 has got to beat the 273 by more than 4.5 minutes on time in order to take the win. So that's going to be a really close race to watch from kilometer 77 into the finish there. That's going to be pretty awesome right there. Watching that. Behind them, we got the 209 running in third place. So really good run there going for the 209. Then we have Mason Cullen over here in the 207 and Stephen Beal. Stephen Beal has, let's see, are they on the course? Yeah, we haven't said their name much today. So they've been kind of hanging back there. Where'd they come from? Maybe their tracker wasn't working most of the day, huh? On the 241, because they kind of just popped back in there now. I haven't been calling out their name most of the day, so their tracker must have popped back on. Bryce Swaim is there, Charles Durant, and oh look, we got the what's his name? Brent Fox is out of the ditch. So good news for Brent Fox. He is out of the ditch, followed by EJ Herps right here, and then the 266 up here. So that's a look at your spec class. Like I said, the front of that class, 4.5 minutes. That's your gap. The 219 has to finish 4.5 minutes in front, or they are not going to be the winner. Now, we need to go back up here because look at who is up here. Freaking Caden McCachran is up here. But then look, we got to keep going up because who's way up here? Look at this thing. We have, Dave Taylor's up here too. We missed them. Brock Heger in his UTV is still putting on a heater. He has almost caught and passed physically all of the spec trucks he has, except for the front two. He's passed all the class 10 cars. He's passed all the class 1 cars. And he's passed all of the spec trucks physically, except for 2. And he's passed all of the freaking trophy trucks, except for, 4 in front of him? Or 5 in front of him. 2 finished, and there's 3 more. He's passed all of the trophy trucks except for 5 trophy trucks. So he is literally sitting as the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. He's sitting as the 8th car physically on course in the Baja 1000. Brock Heger in a Polaris Pro R is the 8th car on the course in his SCI car. He's going to be ahead most likely of both of these spec trucks on time. So that would make him 7, 6. That would make him 5th overall potentially on time right now. So, or 5th or 6th. He'd be 6th actually, right? Because we have 5 trucks that are ahead of him. You got 2 that finished, 3, 4, 5. He'd be 6th overall right now on corrected time is what I'm thinking Brock Heger is right now. So that is crazy where he's at right now. He's just got to get it clean to the finish. He's not there yet. This is Baja. Anything can happen, as we saw with Ampudia earlier. Yeah, that's the front runner right there. Not too far behind him is his teammate, Caden McCachran right there. We had Dylan. Dylan got in and drove a little section earlier for Caden. Did a great job. Didn't have any problems. Hauled ass. He actually made up time on Brock. So Dylan did really great in his section. So he's out of the car now. Behind him, we got Brandon Sims back here in 3rd place. And then we got Cody Reed as your 1st place in Class 1. So that's a look over there. Who won? Well, who won is right here. So if you guys are just joining us, Luke McMillan won. He did beat Tavo Vadosola, not by this amount of gap because Luke had a small penalty for speeding, is what it sounded like. So Luke McMillan and Rob McCachran are going to be your overall winner. That is 4 wins for Luke McMillan. It is 4 out of the last 5. He almost had 4 in a row as well, or he almost had 5 in a row, but they missed it by just over a minute last year to Bryce Menzies. So Bryce Menzies snapped their win streak, or they would have had 5 in a row, which is pretty crazy. I think Larry Ragland might be the only one that has 5. If Larry get 5 in a row or 6, I forget. It's too late. He had either 4 or 5 in a row, also something like that. Andy McMillan has 6 Baja 1000 wins, so Andy McMillan still has the most out of the boys and cousins here. But Luke is gaining on him there. Andy, you're gonna have to get another one. I know he was trying for one earlier today. They had a good run going, but they lost the transmission. If you guys are wondering what happened in Dan McMillan, Andy McMillan's truck, they lost the transmission in that truck is what happened. All right. Well, that's I think that's it for this update. And we're gonna go check on the. Oh no, we got to do our 2 guys. I almost forgot. We got to do the Ironman. So Pro Motor Ironman. We got to see where's Wooter at. Where is he? He is. Let's see. That's not him. That's not him. There he is. He's right here. All right. He's right around where Brock is, right around the same area, but he's not moving. So that's not really ideal right there. That's not a pit. So hopefully he's not going to be there too long. It looks like these guys passed him already though. So Wooter's not moving again. Hopefully he gets moving again soon. He's not too far from the finish. He's only 89 miles to go, and 20 of that is into town. So he's really, or 15, whatever it is. He's only about 70 miles from the finish. He has tons and tons of time. It's only been 25 hours or so for him, and he's got 36 hours. So he's got about another 10 hours minimum to get to the finish line. So he's got to go about 70 miles on course in 10 hours. As long as he can get moving again. And he is. Look at, he's moving right now. Perfect. 14.3 miles an hour. We're good to go. So that is that. And then in the class 11, somebody said, can you check on the other classes? Which classes? There's about 60 classes. So let me know what class you guys want if you guys need an update on something real quick before we sign off. Class 11. So class 11, we have 3 moving down here. We got Flemente getting close to mile 350. He's at 344. Then we have Marco here at the 1129, and then we got the 1111. They're all moving. So the top 3 are moving. So that is great. The good news there. And somebody said, did Justin Lofton drive the whole way? Yes. So Alan Ampudia and Lofton, both of these guys drove the whole way. So that is a cool side note. The 10, Alan Ampudia looks like he just finished. Let's go look. He's going to update any second here. He's going to update his finished. So we're just waiting on Alan to finish. But yes, Alan drove the whole time. Him and Kyle Kraft drove the whole time. Then Lofton drove the whole time, but I believe he changed his co-driver. But Lofton did drive the whole time, or he was planning on it, and I doubt he got out because he's running pretty good. So pretty cool. The 4th and 5th overall vehicle were soloing it. They drove the whole time. So pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see those guys. All of them, they all matter. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have time to go through every single class right now. So no, that's not going to happen. It's 3:20 a.m. I like to check on the classes that a lot of people follow. You guys can go look at this tracker too. It's not anything special that I'm looking at here. All right, the only other class we're going to go look at is the UTV right now. So let's go see UTV forced induction. So we have did Blurton get going again? He did. Okay, cool. So Phil Blurton was stopped for a while earlier, but he did get going again. So the 2944, Phil Blurton is doing 44 miles an hour. So that's good news for Phil Blurton because he was stopped for a while. Coming back here, Eric Cozen is in second. He's moving, so that's good. So he's still moving. And then we got PJ Jones at third, and then the 2956 in fourth. So there you go. All right. Well, that is a look at your UTV class and class 1. I already did class 1, but we'll do it again real quick. So it's the 168. Cody Reed out here in first. We have Cody Parkhouse. So Cody and Cody. Parkhouse second. Brandon Gaughan got moving again. He was stopped earlier. He's third. And then Brad Wilson is going to be fourth. We'll do class 10 because it's right here. So the 1002 is still leading in first. 1016 is going to be second. 1075 is third. That's Eliseo. So he's moved up to third officially. And then Jason Shipman is in fourth position. So there you go. And somebody said Alan just finished. And yes. So Alan Ampudia is officially your third place in class, fourth overall. And look at that. Justin Lofton just finished right behind him. So, okay, difference of 3 minutes exactly. One second off. So 2 minutes and 59 seconds is going to be the difference between Justin Lofton and Alan Ampudia. So that means in order for Alan Ampudia to win the championship, he cannot get more than 3 minutes in penalties, depending on what Lofton gets, obviously. If he gets 5 minutes and Lofton gets 10, then he still wins, right? So we're not going to know who wins the championship officially until after the penalties come out on the official results. So that is what we're going to have to wait for and see. All right, so really close there, but congratulations, Alan Ampudia and Justin Lofton, for both driving the whole race themselves. That is pretty cool. Good job to those guys. All right, that's it for this update. I think they're going to do more interviews down at the finish ramp, so go watch their interviews down there. I will do one more update for you guys at 4 a.m. because I want to see Brock finish. So we're going to do another one. I want to see what position he finishes in. It's crazy how high up he's going right there. So we'll be back. Come back at 4 o'clock. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
At Baja Designs, we have lights for all on- and off-road enthusiasts. For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja